Welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick, and today marks the beginning of a new series. So I've decided to open a new trading account with the 5%ers, and I'm going to be trading it and recording my trades so I could give you guys recaps and give you live examples, well, not live, recaps of trades I've taken so you can see my strategy in action. So for those who are unfamiliar with my strategy, I'll show you quickly. It is supply and demand, and here's a good example of that. So what we're looking for with the strategy is aggressive buying or aggressive selling from consolidation. So we have consolidation here and we have aggressive buying. So what I tend to do, I draw out the zone where we had the consolidation. So from this low to that high, that created a zone, and I drag it out. That's our zone we're looking to, wait, hold on, from that high. That's our zone that we're looking to trade. So when price is consolidating here, it pushes up, waiting for price to come back down, and when it does come back down, we then look for that scalp. I tend to scalp my moves. I day trade and I try to trade on live, fresh action, price action. So I'm really more interested in what's going on today or just the previous day. So I do keep an eye on the higher time frames as well, but I normally focus on what's going on today or the previous day. So this is a good example. Price came up, coming down, and we're looking for a reaction from that zone when it re-enters for the first time. So as you can see at this point here, it enters here at 14. Our first reaction is, well, that's about a 11 pip reaction. I typically scalp 5 pips, 5 to 10 pips, so that is more than enough for me. The drawdown I had on this, would have had on this move, was about 4 pips, and if I held it a little bit longer, potentially I could have got 71 pips. I didn't trade this move yesterday. I wasn't actually trading. As I mentioned, I've taken a bit of a break, but today I am back. So that being said, I have actually taken some trades this morning, and I'll walk you through exactly why I took those trades, and you can see my strategy in action. So this is a bit of a trade recap. Let's just zoom in. So actually, let's zoom out first. So what's going on in terms of price? So as you can see, it's been on an uptrend here. It's hit a high here. If you look on the daily, you see why it's selling back down, and it's pulling into this zone here. So that's the first move for that for our strategy, right? The second move would be from this imbalance here. So that's what I was interested in. So I've marked this out. So from, let's see, let's draw this out correctly. So from this high here to this low here, we have price consolidating and it breaks out aggressively. So we're looking for a reaction from the first touch of the zone. Actually, that's a bit too high. There we go. That's our zone. We're looking for reaction from this zone here, yeah? There is an imbalance there, so when price comes back to there, we're looking for reaction. So that being said, London session, which is what I trade, when price opened, or London session opened, it opened here, at this point here. Zoom in a little bit more. This point here. So I'm looking for a reason to get in, to take this move to the downside, to get down to that demand and purchase it up from down demand. So we're essentially in supply here, and we're looking for the move to go down to demand so we could buy from demand. Really, what I should do is just wait for price to come into demand and buy up from demand, and that would be my first move. But as I've been off trading for a while, I was a little bit impatient, and what I saw was on this open here, London open here, I saw price had pushed down but had just stopped shy of this previous day's low. Now, it also created a lower low here, what do you call this? A double bottom, yeah? It created this a double bottom here. So a lot of people would look at that as a strong zone and they will look to buy it up. So I look at that as liquidity. I know if that was me, I would have placed my stop loss here yesterday for this move up. And I'm sure there's a lot of people whose stop loss still there. So price is looking to run those stop losses. So when it came down here and stopped, I thought, okay, well, it hasn't actually run this low yet. So I'm looking for the London session to run this low and head down towards my demand, which I marked out earlier. So I got in here very aggressively, very early. What I should have waited, what I should have done is wait for this pullback here, which I got, but being impatient, I just jumped straight in. But knowing what I was looking at and looking for, I held the move through this drawdown. So I had about a 16 pip drawdown, and I had a ridiculous stop loss, which would have been above here. So that would have been a 45 pip stop loss, which is ridiculous. But I was quite confident that price was going to run those lows. So I was impatient. I should have done that. I got in and I bought in a low, which is a demand, which I shouldn't have. But because there was no valid demand zone here, it was just an equal low, I was confident that price would run that and head down to the valid demand lower. So what I should have done, so I got into that move here, I took the scalp. It potentially could have continued going down like I wanted it to, but there was an argument for it to go up as well and maybe take out this Asian high. So I did just scalp this move here. I can't remember what I took, maybe about 10 pips. So I scalped it down here, got out there, price then pulled up again, and I looked for a second entry, and I scalped it again because it hadn't reached where I wanted it to go, and now it looked like it was going there. So I took a second scalp there. So those were the first two trades I took this morning. Price had now, I set an alarm, I stepped away from the laptop. Price had then started heading down towards our entry for this demand for the buy. I got a little alert from Yahoo telling me price was heading down to my zone. So what I did was, well, don't know if I can show you this. Hold on. So I need to drag this out a little bit longer. Actually, there we go. So as price was heading down to this zone here, or still hasn't hit it yet, I got in for a scalp based on this price action here, because there is a small imbalance here. So if you could see that price had hit this point here and moved up, it then played into this demand here and moved up. So as it was now beating the previous demand here, I was looking for it to get underneath here and look for a bounce just off this price action here. So if I zoom in, you can see exactly why there is a bit of an imbalance there. So there's a bit of an imbalance here. So price, the theory is there's some remaining orders here. So as I saw price pushing aggressively down here and just stop before the close of that current 5-minute candle, I took a scalp from this point here and took that little bounce there for another, was it 4 or 3 pips? I don't even remember. I took it for a quick scalp and probably about four pips from this point here. So I'm going to show you my executions. There you go. So I took a scalp here to the downside, took another scalp here to the downside. Did I left the runner? Yeah, I left the little runner there. And then I took a buy here for a quick move. As you can see, I could have held that first move because it played out beautifully, but it doesn't always work out that way. So that's why I didn't hold it. If I did hold that move, that's 36 pips there, and that would have worked out quite nicely for me. Had about 1.5 on it, so I would have made in excess of $400 for my first day of trading. That would have been a good start. My profit target for this account is 1400, so that would have been about 2%. However, I did take my scalps, and as you can see, I wasn't in any of those moves for long, and I did actually bag about 2% today, or shy of 2% anyway. So 2%? No, 1%. I bagged about 1% today, and I've taken 3 trades, and my daily target for this account will probably be about $100, I say. 2 trades, 5 pips each, $100 a day, 14 days. I should be able to wrap it up at that speed. So I'm very happy to do that, and that's how I'm going to try to play it, because I do need to be a lot more patient. And as you can see, this example I haven't been. It did work out, but I do need to be a lot more patient with my trades and focus on the quality rather than the quantity. So I've taken 3 trades today, made $186, and I'm going to call it a day. So I hope you appreciated that. If you're looking to see how I progress on this account, so hit the subscribe button. If you find videos like this useful, if you find the strategy useful and you want to learn more about it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, show your support, and I'll try to get these videos out as often as I can. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Hope you appreciated this. This is Patrick, and until next time, peace.